I don't know why anyone would have assumed that Donald Trump would have condemned white supremacy last night, but why not give him an opportunity to? And so Chris Wallace did, and this is what Donald Trump said.
We criticized the vice president for not specifically calling out Antifa and other left-wing extremist groups. But are you willing tonight to condemn white supremacists and militia groups and to say that they need to stand down and not add to the violence in a number of these cities, as we saw in Kenosha and as we've seen in Portland?
Sure,
are you
I'm
prepared to specifically
do it? I would say almost everything I see is from the left wing, not from the right wing.
So what are you saying?
I'm willing to do anything. I want to see peace.
Then do it, sir.
Say it. Do it. Say it. You want to call them? What do you want to call them? Give me a name. Give me a
white
name.
Supremacists and
who would you like me to condemn?
White supremacists and right
Proud Boys. Stand back and stand by. But I'll tell you what. Somebody's got to do something about Antifa and the left, because this is not a right-wing problem. This is a left-wing. This is a left-wing problem.
Okay, so look, that's the big line from the debate. I would say that I'm glad that people are focusing on it, but I feel like they're focusing on a very specific bit of it and not the rest of the context that makes it even more horrifying. But JR, I've already talked about this on our coverage last night. When you saw that, what were your thoughts?
Well, again, it was a move on moment afterwards. There wasn't an extra 2 minutes per candidate put up there to ask them. So we've been taken on a tangent here, a very important one. But the president of the United States, we just specifically asked him to condemn white supremacy, and he openly and blatantly absolutely did not. Asked us which words to use, because he's so unfamiliar with white supremacists in this country. So so he moves on to just stand back and stand by. We know those are the terms that were used. And who celebrated about it? The Proud Boys did. They celebrated about the fact that he's endorsed them, which he's done before. White supremacists have celebrated before, and Donald Trump said they're good people. Donald Trump has said many times things that white supremacists, and retweeted and reiterated and mouthpieced for these folks throughout his presidency, before his presidency. The guy's a well-known white supremacist, and his defense to it is, no, I'm not, as he does it. So it's no more surprise. I said tons about it last night too, because I was live tweeting. But it's the response to the way this guy conducts himself is honestly the appalling part. It's too easy to just ask him, what did you just say? Would you like to say that again? Just put him on record, be silent, let him say it some more. Yeah, we know he's been interrupting all night. We know he's been outrageously annoying. But now we have a point where we need him to keep talking, because he's dug himself in his hole. And then we need to see if his supporters will continue to support him through this. And as we've seen today, they've turned reality on its head. And again, that's nothing to be surprised about either. The usefulness of this debate, I can't. If I could put it below 0%, I could, but that doesn't make much sense. There was zero help from this debate. There was nothing anyone learned from it. No voters were swayed by it. Nobody that supported him suddenly thought they didn't want to support him, and nobody that didn't support him suddenly said, "Oh, the president really conducted himself great. I think I've just switched sides." None of that happened tonight, last night.
Yeah, it was, it was everything. We know it is that everybody that we said, at the time, like all the analysis is true. It's horrifying. The president had a chance to condemn literal white supremacy, not like just some specific group where they would try to make the case that it's not a really accurate label. Like Chris Wallace said, white supremacy, and he couldn't do it or wouldn't do it. He could have, clearly, he could have just said, yeah, white supremacy is the worst. It wouldn't have actually hurt him with his base. His base would have been fine. They would have understood that he was lying to Chris Wallace. Absolutely. And even though that's the case, he didn't do it. So what did we get? We get him saying, almost everything I see is from the left wing. Well, yeah, of course, you watch Fox News all day and you occasionally read Breitbart. That's about it. Of course you have a 100% inaccurate view of what's going on. Forget what the FBI says about the actual violence. Forget about who's actually killing people, including cops. Forget all about that. It's just whatever Tucker Carlson says it is. So we get that. And then we get the stand down and stand by line, which isn't just horrifying on the merits, that he's effectively telling this group of thugs to stand by for later. But it was also that the entire thing was a sarcastic joke that he was doing. That was Trump's, oh yeah, stand by, stand down line. Like even the specifics that didn't condemn them was a joke to him. He thinks the whole thing is funny, the president who has inspired so many acts of violence from this group. And also the fact, the stand down and stand by is horrifying. I get that people are focusing on that. I honestly think that the line that came immediately after that is far worse when he says, sure, stand down, stand by, but somebody has to do something about Antifa. That is a call to action, to do something about this group that isn't a group, that doesn't have a membership, but just go out and do something after all. And it reminds me of a very specific thing that we saw recently, which was every right winger's reaction to Kyle Rittenhouse murdering multiple protesters was, oh yeah, something, 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 but he felt he had to do something. Why is it that the country has come to the point where a teenager has to get a gun and do something? It always transitions to the need is out there for someone to pick up a gun and do something about it. And that is what the president of the United States did on the international stage there at the debate, telling them somebody has to do something about Antifa, and we know what that something is. It's murdering protesters. That's all it is.
And I get the feeling that they got that message and they let us know.
Yeah, I get that feeling too. For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.